What's up YouTube, it's White here, and today I'm gonna be going to the Tuggerah Regionals, which is on at 10 a.m. ish, and it's currently 6:30 in the morning. I'm pretty exhausted and tired, but I have to go there for more achievements for the game. So yeah, I got my deck box here, which has the deck I'll be playing today, which is the Yummy deck with the Mitsurugi stuff, and it's the extra deck, got the cups Yummy and stuff inside. So yeah, but first off, before I leave, I have to also, not only have to go change, I also have to write my own deck list for the day. I need to get that sorted before I leave, because I have to catch the bus at like 7:20, I guess, to the nearby station like Pymble, and then I have to go to Hornsby, and then from Hornsby there's like a train that gets you to the Tuggerah area. So yeah, I'm gonna go get dressed and then pack my stuff. I'm gonna share some recordings of me writing my list and organizing my deck. So yeah. So first off, let's open our file. This is the speed duel Charles the Pharaoh that I won, that I got as a present when I almost won and back to the dual Yu-Gi-Oh tournament back at RC Crew like 5 years ago. So now we'll get deck box out with our cards. Nice orange deck box I bought for like 150. So we've got the Yummy deck out. First off, we're gonna have to reorganize it, and I'll show you the side view. So it's just me like organizing it because it was all messed up, because I had to I was doing test hands with Pro and stuff. And I got like a POV. Organizing the spell traps monsters in the main deck. Organizing the hand traps now. Got a more POV view compared to the previous shot. Almost done reorganizing it. The piles. We're overhead view now. And now I'm gonna reorganize them into one file. Just confirming the monsters first. the spells. Now we're done with the main deck, which is great. Now let's get into the extra deck. Lastly, links. So usually put the links in the front and the shinkos in the back, and put the one XCs in the middle. Now let's write my details. But first I have to get my pen out from my calculator case. Nice juice field stand I got from the Neuron tournament as participation pricing, and I got that case as ultimate card from Good Games Chatswood, and I'll show you the product next time I go to Good Games Chatswood because I'm gonna do a vlog there as well. So I'm gonna write the date of course first. 22nd of November 2025. My residency of course Australia. And put NJ Collectables, WCQ Regional. Now my first name. Kind of mistaked it. Put my last name in the first name, but I eventually changed it later on. And I put my Konami ID number, and unfortunately I wasn't able to have enough time to write my deck list, so I had to leave my house. And I was in a rush to the bus, and unfortunately I left my phone in the house. That asked my mom to drive me to Pymble Station because she usually works. So it's like luckily she was able to take me. It's the good old Pymble tunnel that I always go when I usually go to like the city, like Alliance Games or like Good Games Chatswood. So this is my nearby station. Got the good old dominoes. Yeah, because I actually left my battery stand, which is unfortunate because I don't have any footage of the way back from this journey. I had to tap on the Opal card, of course. We're just checking the Hornsby time. And now I'm gonna sit down and write my deck list.
The 7:39 train to Hornsby on platform 2 is delayed by approximately 13 minutes.
So I'm just opening deck box now, getting the main deck out, as well as the extra inside. Now I have to get something to pile it up. but my train came too quickly, unfortunately, so I couldn't do it. So now we're just passing through Pymble. Yeah, just rode on the train that goes to Hornsby, because Hornsby is the way to get to I think it's a central coastline, so it like takes you to Gosford. You got the trees and like so much greenery compared to Japan, because in Japan there's a lot of it's very industrial, but for example Australia it's like green and stuff,
This train will stop at
which I like. So this is Taramara. I used to go to school here back in high school, but I never catch the train station because I usually catch the bus or just walk to school because I live nearby.
Next stop, Woy. This train will stop at Woy. This station is Woy.
But I've never went to Woy before, like this area.
Next stop, Ourimbah. This train will stop at Ourimbah.
There is Ourimbah. I've been here like a lot of times. One of the I used to come here for the cafe with my mom because my grandma used to live in Asian care around this area, but she lives somewhere else now. So I think the next station is Waitara.
Next stop, Waitara. This train will stop at Waitara.
This is Waitara. It's like one station away from Hornsby Station. It's like an area that's like car dealerships.
Next stop, Hornsby.
Good morning, customers. Our next and final stop is Hornsby, River Service Holland. Junction Hornsby call services to Berowra Station. Hornsby and next stop is service ends. All customers, please alight from the train or arrival at Hornsby. Thank you.
This train will stop at Hornsby.
So we finally arrived at Hornsby. Now let's get off at the station. The train to the station now. I left my wallet accidentally, luckily I picked it up. Now let's get out and change to the next platform. It's platform 5.
The next train to arrive on platform 1 goes to Central via Woy. First stop is Tuggerah. All stations to Chancellor Station, Mitsurugi.
So Hornsby has like a locals here that I went to when I was younger. The owner's been, but the location of that store's home now is like a different location, but it's the same area. And I know the owner because he's friends in my friend. But they usually like do on Sundays, but I usually go to the city, like Alliance Games I usually go because I know them longer, the people in the city, so that's why I usually go to the city instead of Hornsby. But I like go to Hornsby to like check how the experience is, like the pricing and stuff. And like the scaling of like the players as well. Yeah, I'm just getting to platform 5, so this is the one that takes us to Wyong. So it takes us to Tuggerah as well, which is great. So now I'm just gonna go back to writing my deck list. And I've already written it. So I'm just gonna confirm the ratios to make sure, because I accidentally left my stick at home, so I can't like show you me writing. And with the plastic hand traps, Ash Vela draw, Bell, Rolos, and the beer. There goes side deck. Rulia. DD Crew, Skullmeister, Julia, Meows, and Lancia. Next we can extra deck. For Yummy Snatchy, 1 SP Light. 1 IP Masquerina, 1 Scratch Race Kagari, 1 Gravity Controller, 1 Mix Spider, and 1 Ceramic Avalanche. The Vampires and Vampire Xyz, Head of Arclight, Shamisen, Sora Cat, Loipo Yamiwe, Cookie Yamiwe, and Cups Yamiwe. So, and then we're gonna pack up our deck. I accidentally dropped my calculator case, luckily it doesn't have me much damage. It's the OCG one that I got with my dual disc from the 5Ds. So we're just looking at the close view of it, and now I'm gonna put it back in my file. And also pack up my stuff. or an extra deck box to play for fun, which has my branded Despia deck. And that's the train. It's much more modern than the Sydney trains. This is much nicer. It has like orange mesh with it, with some yellow bars. Very much more modernized than the ones we have in the Sydney rails. Now we go to Hornsby. Now I'm on our way to Berowra. I'm just coughing because most of the time, if I wake up early and don't get much sleep, I can't eat the next morning, unfortunately. So I end up coughing because I have like pent up energy that I need to burn. So I think that was Mount Cola.
Will stop at Berowra.
So you can see the highway on the right hand side, which is usually when you just drive to Gosford. It's fun because I went there like last Monday on that week to go get a haircut. So that's Berowra, maybe. No, I think that's Asquith actually.
is Berowra. New rules on
Yeah, we'll find Berowra.
Leave from the rear 9 cars.
I don't think I've ever been to Berowra, to be honest. Because usually I go through the highway. So you can see me with the GoPro. Yeah, now we're getting out.
This is the Central Coast and Newcastle line service to Wyong, stopping at Cowan, Hawkesbury River, Woy Woy, Coolabah, Hawkesbury, Point Clare, Gosford, Berowra, Niagara Park, Mitsurugi, Ourimbah, Tuggerah, Wyong.
Oh yeah, we're going through the bushes now.
This train will stop at Cowan. Leave from the
See
rear
like
5
the
cars.
mountains.
You're now at car 5 of a 10-car train. The next stop is Cowan. You're now at car 5 of a 10-car train.
Now we are at Cowan. It's a pretty interesting station.
Leave from the rear 6 cars.
Yeah, like some hut. And we're gonna get into tunnels. You can see me check on my phone something. With the GoPro on the right side. Pretty convenient holding GoPro. You just put it in one hand and you just look at your phone. So it kind of like makes you lose like the anxiety you would get when holding it. Like, you know, like sometimes you feel like conscious that someone might be watching me record something, but when you do it that way, like you lose that nervousness. It's pretty nice.
This train will stop at Hawkesbury River. If you're going to Wollongong, please use the help point to request the train to stop and move to the rear door of the rear car at Hawkesbury River. From the rear 9 cars. If you're going to Wollongong, please use the help point to request the train to stop and move to the rear door of the rear car at Hawkesbury River.
So now we're at Hawkesbury River.
This stop is Hawkesbury
I've
River.
been
Use your
here,
right in the
I'm pretty sure twice in my life. I usually go from like the bridge to get here. Appreciate like fishing trips twice here, and now you can see the beautiful river as well as ferries, and you can see like small islands. It's pretty beautiful and a nice view. I rarely go into like this kind of areas, and you can see like the old bridge with only its stands left. Another tunnel. It looks pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Okinawa, which I go there yearly since 2019 or 18, like 7 years ago. It's a pretty nice place in Japan that I usually go, but yeah. It's pretty cool, like the scenery here. Someone's watching cricket around me, which is that noise, is that commentary from some lady. And some lady's phone's ring as well.
This train will stop at Woy Woy. If you're going to Wollongong, please use the help point to request the train to stop and move to the rear door of the rear car at Woy Woy. If you're going to Coolabong, move to the rear 2 cars at Woy Woy. If you're going to Tascott, move to the rear car at Woy Woy. If you're going to Point Clear, move to the rear 4 cars at Woy Woy.
Now we got out of the islands and we got like rocky view now. And finally we're near Woy Woy.
The next stop is Woy Woy. If you're going to Coolabong, move to the rear 2 cars at Woy Woy. If you're going to Tascott, move to the rear car at Woy Woy.
I'm pretty sure I've been to Woy Woy once in my life, and I ate like I think a Subway Domino's. So I went as like a family trip when I was younger, like in my teens.
This is the Central Coast and Newcastle line service to Wyong, stopping at Coolabong, Tascott, Point Clear, Gosford, Berowra, Niagara Park, Mitsurugi, Ourimbah, Tuggerah, Wyong. This train will stop at Coolabong. The next stop is Coolabong. This train will stop at Gosford.
Now we are almost near Gosford,
If you're going to Berowra, move to the rear 4 cars.
especially that white building over there with the cones. I remember going there for fish and
I
chips.
want that GMT Master too. I want the GMT Master too. Yeah.
And I'm just
You're now in car 5 of the
I want a shreddy person.
calling with my mates about other things. Because they want to have a talk with me about other things.
The next stop is Gosford. Alight for hospitals and Central Coast
I
Station.
never find Gosford.
If you're going to Berowra, move to the rear 4 cars at Gosford. If you're going to This is the Central Coast and Newcastle line service to Wyong, stopping at Berowra, Niagara Park, Mitsurugi, Ourimbah,
I'm not gonna be
Wyong.
I'm gonna be overseas. Oh, I thought you were gonna be like a month from now. That's what you told me. Yeah. That's right.
This train will stop at Berowra. This train will stop at Ourimbah. The next stop is Ourimbah.
Now we're at Ourimbah Station.
Use road on the left in the direction of travel. Tuggerah waves from the rear line barge. The next stop is Tuggerah.
And now we are almost near our destination, which is Tuggerah.
This stop is Tuggerah, main road on the left in direction south.
So we finally have arrived after an hour and a half. I'm gonna grab my luggage and check Google Maps to get there. So first I thought it was the left side to get there, but of course I double checked with the map, so it's the right path. The location of that coast reminds me of the Gosford one, because, oh, never mind, it's a truck. So yeah, you can see the view, like under the bridge. It's pretty busy bridge. We're at Bunnings warehouse. Walking here reminds me of the bridge that you go to from Riversby to Condo Park. And I used to walk, but luckily I've checked Google Maps, so I just catch the bus there now. But I used to walk for like 40 minutes. That bridge took so long to get over. For like 5 minutes. And apparently the store's like the right side of the roundabout, but it's too busy, so I have to walk down this path. As there's lots of cars driving, I don't want to get run over. Right, imagine getting run over before a tournament, dude. Like, so yeah, I just run across. As you know, Australian drivers are very impatient. They start beeping as soon as you start walking slow. Almost there. I ran that so fast because the cars are a bit like going forward, so I was like, oh no, I better go quickly. Now we're almost there. It's just the other side and just walk a bit. So yeah, we're finally here. NJ Collectables, NJ Collectables. My first time coming here. I've shopped here like twice. I'm pretty sure online. I bought a cashier of Theosis. Now I'm getting into the shop. The funny part is I know both of them because they used to play at Central. One of them usually plays in my area. So yeah, let's have a look at the store. We got the classic Soft gaming supplies, some magic playmats, some deck boxes, more tripper stuff, more Soft gaming sleeves and playmats, more trippers. You put him in the background talking to someone. But Jenga, more dragon suit sleeves. Now I'm gonna walk more dragon suit sleeves. As I was recording this like in like round 4 for sure. I bought one of those mini perfect sleeves after. Got bags. Some board games. I don't think I've ever played board games before. Warhammer classic. There used to be a Warhammer stone chest with regular clothes now. With Halo, Star Wars, the sci-fi stuff. Dice related stuff. Got paintings, like brushes and stuff. The speed paint, you know what I mean, like one of those like figurine games. So this is Warhammer. Got Transformers, Star Wars, more Star Wars stuff. Some old stuff, which is pretty interesting to look at. And then got like some anime stuff like One Piece, Dragon Ball. I bought one of those figurines just before the Super Saiyan Goku one, when I was like younger. Like the one Wolverine toy. Now I walk in here. They just like Lorcana stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, card crossover breakers, Viking stuff, Magic stuff now, just Spider-Man, the Pokemon plushies and figurines. Reminds me of Pokemon Center when I was young. And this is the fridge. I bought like 3 snacks, and he surprised me I got, because I came 3rd place. So I got a playmat, orange deck box, and 13 boost packs. I couldn't record the aftermath because I was low in battery, and we just also I can commentate during the tournament. So I'm finally back from Tuggerah. Unfortunately, I couldn't get footage on the way back because I forgot to bring my battery pack because I was in a rush to get to the bus stop. Unfortunately, it's always happens every time I rush something. I tend to forget one thing, and it be something bad. I remember one time I went to an OTS championship in Alliance Games, and I got to the station, and then I'm like, where's my phone? And I'm like, crap, I need my phone because I need to register my app. So I gave up, so I had to go home that day, which is unfortunate. It was like a year ago. So yeah, it's a bad habit I have, but luckily today we managed to top again, back-to-back regional top. So I came 3rd place this time. And we got the Radiant Typhoon playmat. Yeah, I will place our deck profile on it while we're doing it. And I got a 2nd spare deck box, which is nice. I paid my deck box like $150 like a year and a half ago. Just finding this back in like Tempai format. And we also got 13 packs of Doom of Dimensions. So I'm gonna go shower first, and then we'll do the deck profile afterwards. Alright, so I'm back from taking a shower, so we're gonna get into the deck profile of Yami Mitsurugi. It's my 2nd regional top for this year, which is pretty nice. Back-to-back regional top in top 4, fantastic. So I went 6 wins, 1 loss, so I came 3rd in total. I'll get more into depth about like my matchups and like the outcomes for them. But first, let's just get into the deck profile first. So I want to get into the main deck first. So I got my Yami Field Center. So a nice glass case you can get from any of your good game stores, like from Ultimate Guard. I'll probably vlog next time I go to Jaswood to pick them up because I need to get more for my other field centers. So yeah, you got the classic nib and striker token. So let's get into the main deck first. Of course, I made a few changes to the deck. I like the one I made like a week ago. So main deck, of course, main deck monsters, Habakiri, of course, the Italy, one Murakumo, and one Futsu for Richie monsters. I'm not gonna explain too much about the cards because we already made a deck profile on them. Got Aramasa, Kusanagi, and Saji. So that's it for the Mitsu monsters. Now get into the Yami monsters. 3 Marshmallow Yami, 3 Cups Yami, 3 Cookie Yami, and 3 Lollipop Yami for the Yami monsters, of course. So that's pretty much standard that we're gonna talk about. I might talk about the hand traps a bit. Got 3 Veil, of course. I think I saw Veil sometimes, but not much. So I can't really explain how great it was in this tournament. He's got 3 draw. This probably came up like once, to be honest. When my opponent searched, I just changed draw. If like searched once, that's not, probably like once I saw it, to be honest. So I can't explain that one too much, but you know what it's for. It's like for, you know, the classic one. All the decks that basically search, you just put this in. And if they don't search too much, you just side it out. So if you're up against Malice, you just side it out for better stuff in my side deck. 3 Ash Blossom, of course, used it a lot to hit the more charm, which is nice. Came up twice where I got 4 loss and had Ash both times, so that helped me out a lot. 3 Bell. I used Bell to outcall by one time when I tried to 4 loss. And yeah, pretty much. I didn't get an opportunity to use this against Draco Tail because I only faced 1 in the entire event. 3 4 loss next. 4 loss overpowered. It's like Nishi Maxi. Basically, I opened this twice in my first game and it managed to pass turn, which is fantastic. So I managed to survive because of that. And there was a game, I think like twice. Yeah, it was crazy. So I had this twice against the versed 2 pure Yami decks. I had them both times. Oh my god. Because this is a nightmare to deal with. We were playing the pure variant, which is why I moved on to the Mitsu variant. With Mitsu variant you can make the Futsu and stuff. You get a max 2 draws, but you get a Raigeki and a Omni Negate trap. So I think it's fair enough. Really bitter. I think this came up like twice in the entire event, which helped out, which is against Malice and Pure Yami. So that's it for the main deck monsters. Now let's get into the main deck spells. 1 minion, 1 Akrokri, and 1 surprise. I prioritize these 2 the most of the time. Akrokri just put in off the end board when you get to the opponent's turn. You want to have another extra interruption, and it's good if you're playing against like a deck that, you know, like when you go in second has pops, like Mitsurugi for example. You just activate this. Well, if you know it's like, if you know in a matchup where there was a reverse paleo and then matchup, I drew into this, but I was very reluctant to place it on the field because they had the fun element card, the trap, that like destroys all cards on the field. So I just kept this in my hand for that matchup. Next we got 3 pre-preparation rights. I saw this a couple of times. I did lose the match because I drew the ritual spell as well, but that's rough. Next we got 3 prayers. Good. I drew this a lot. So I just shotgun this draw phase, which is funny. Next we got 1 ritual, 1 mirror, the 2 bricks you don't want to see. Especially this with this. It's very annoying because it's dead. So yeah, you need to run these 2 for the Futsu combo. And there were times where I draw at least, like one time I draw like one of them
in my tournament. It's pretty annoying, but you know, it is what it is for this deck. Next we got free Sky Striker engage. So this was, I played this inside the PRS map because there's extra extension, which means I don't have to commit my normal summon, because if you run the PRS map you have to commit your normal summon. Meanwhile, if I use this, it plays better into Nibiru because you can keep the token on board, whereas that one gets hit harder by Nibiru. And the one drones, of course, as the only search target. And lastly, the free cards running that are one-offs is Talents, Hornsby, Crossout, very broken cards. There was a match where I saw these two, Ash and Hawkesbury, and I got full lost in my last match, which is insane. So yeah, good cards. You need them, especially if you're playing a combo deck like this. Mandatory, you have to run like anti-hand trap cards like this. And that's it for the main deck spells. Now let's get the main deck traps. I'm running 3 copies of Infinite Permanence and 1 Great Purification for the Omni-Negate. So that's it for main deck. Woody cards. Next, let's get into extra. Free Snatchy. Just free, because it does come up. The third does come up. If you want to play like, if you don't want to bother playing to Nibiru, it can come up, because if you're on 2 and you try to go for no Lollipop yet, there are times where you would end up just having the board, but there will be like no Snatchy on the board, and you just have Lollipop and like, oh crap, which happened to me when I was testing this deck on Dueling Book. So yeah, that's why I didn't run it. But I would have wanted to run Dynamondo or Gorgon, they're link free for Lunalight, but lucky I didn't face any Lunalight, which was lucky because top tape was those 2 Lunalights. So it would have been a rough situation. You had to go up against it. Next we got Held Arclight and Shamisen Soracat. You know, like the Omni-Negate, the Floodgate against Dracotail, and then he decked out Foolishes. And Shamisen to recycle it. And next we got Lollipop Yami, Cookie Yamiwe, and Cupsy Yamiwe. Cupsy, Rhoda, Wook, Reborn, you know the jazz. 1 Zombie Vampire for the Xyz. This one bridge to your Yami engine hopefully, which is why I'm running 3 of the Yamis of course, so I increase my chances of milling into them. And you can also get information against your opponent's deck, so it's pretty nice. Next we got for links, IP Masquerade and SP Lunite. We make SP with the IP link. So yeah, just overall for a generic on board, then you can just use SP going second. Lastly, for the last 4 cards I have, a Link Spiral to make it with the Nib token, which came up for me, so I was glad I ran it. Kagari for the engage, the Hornet Drones combo. Controller to link off the Arclight to get into your Mitsu engine, and lastly Army Mirage. The Army Mirage came up thrice for me. I used this in my first match. I summoned Saji 2 times from hand, had normal summon it, and then just linking Army Mirage. So yeah, it was very convenient. Actually, everything in the extra deck came up. Now let's get into the side deck. Running 3 DD Crow. Basically, this is for Mitsurugi. Primarily, that was the reason why, because the Mitsurugi engine is rough to deal with when you're playing any Yami variant. And it hits Dracotail as well with the graveyard recyclability of the Apherion. I versed 1 Mermail first match, so it helped because I just banished the Dragoons. You can also banish the Spheres in the Dracotail matchup as well. Next we got 3 Perulia. Usually I put this in going second, of course. I did open this in full loss 1 match against Pure Yami. It was just devastating for them because Puglia is pretty annoying to deal with when you're playing Yami because you extend from hand, like Razio. Next we got Meows. This was helpful because it came off for me when I was the one Malice matchup in the tournament, so I drew into it luckily for me, and I drew into like good hand traps for me to stop my opponent's plays. Next we got Free Skullmeister. So this basically is another anti-Mitsurugi card. You can use a Moonlight as well, against Rikuta as well, because like stuff like this Crow and White Star, you just put them in for like cards that you know are like really bad, like Nibiru for example. You side that out, of course. For like Crow and White Star, you can side out Droll as well. But if you keep the cross out, you have to keep the draw, unfortunately. So that's like stuff you can do. And lastly, you got 3 copies of Lancia, because now I have 2 ways to like devastating cards for the Malice matchup, because Malice won the regional last week, so they come prepared for it, and I versed a lot in DB, so it's pretty annoying to deal with. So I was like, you know what, I'll just main 15 hand traps. I'll side 15 hand traps that are lacking in the other areas that my main deck cannot compensate for. So yeah, that's it for deck profile. I'll show you a display of the mat, and then we discuss about the one of my matchups were. It's the Radiant Typhoon monster. It's very nice because I failed to obtain this in my OTS champs because I didn't bring the right dice, and also I tried to use the phone instead for calculating the time, but if you do that it distracts you. So usually I just use my timer from now on, and that helped me out a lot yesterday because I just look at the timer to pay attention to the clock, because I've been double lossing quite a lot with like other decks I've been playing, and I come to realize that between like 15 to 20 minutes, if the game goes more than 15-20 minutes, you might as well just scoop and go to the next game to prevent double loss. With like the 13 packs of Demo Dimensions. And another deck box. Very nice. So yeah, let's talk about the matchup. So my first matchup was against Atlantean Mermail. I opened horrible. I opened 2 Frollos, 1 Droll, 1 Murakuma and 1 Kusanagi. So I passed turn, went to my opponent. My opponent had instant fusion. I went like chain 4. He chain Cobalt, chain level 4. He normal Bell from his hand and had Mud Dragon of the instant fusion. Made the level 7 mermaid. So he tried to use effect, but I had infinite. I took the infinite permanent, so he's impermanent negate. Go to my turn. I had drew like the pre-prep. He like build it, so I was like, oh no. And I checked the stats and it was 15, and luckily for me Kusanagi was 16 attack, so I just attacked over it because that is an on-field effect. That's level 7 Synchro, because even if I let him go to his next turn, he can do E-Tally again. So I was like, oh no, I have to deal with this now. So yeah, we're going to grind a bit. I managed to top deck better than him. So I went to the second match. So second match he I think he either bricked or opened more hand traps in. I don't remember as much unfortunately, but yeah, I managed to win that match. I think like 2-1 or 2-0. I don't remember too much because you know you know what I mean. Like I'm not always like paying attention to this kind of stuff. But yeah, and shout outs to him because he drove me back home after the tournament. So I appreciate a lot. Thank you, Nambiri. Match 2 was the let me just check first. So match 2 was against Draco branded. I know that guy against my locals. I lost a die roll. He normal Lucius and I had like one imperm in hand and I just did imperm on it because I tried imperm it through like testing on Outferion. Like Outferion is correct. However, when you get to a point where you hit Outferion, you have to deal with the 2 traps as well. So it gets worse for you. So I was like, you know what, fine, I'll risk it. If he has 5 mana, he has 5 mana. You know, that's it. Like same things like Dormouse with the Malice traps and the Vanquish Soul with the Heavy Borgar and Caesar Valius. So I did not find risk it, impermit, he passed turn. I did try to do some stuff, but I wasn't able to beat him that turn because of draw. So I went to his turn, he Lucius again, I went chain imperm and I had the Miraculman trap. So I played well into, even though he drew me, I had like 2 interruptions. So we went game 2. Game 2. I think game 2 he made this full board, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to. Yeah, that happened. So he made this full board. And I didn't have enough gas to deal with it, so I was like, you know what, let's go to the next game. Next game, he only had Ash as an interrupt for me, but I had the extension and I made the full board. It was like Arclight, Trap, Futsu and stuff. He normal Milulu tried to go battle, I said sure, and just use Snatchy to cookie book it and just scoot because you know it's too much interruptions. Which is kind of like why I decided not to play Branded Draco because the problem with that deck is your interruptions can get hand trapped, like you can Ash spell the traps and purge it. So I was like, no, I don't want to play this. I'd rather play like Yami Mitsu because it's more, the endport's extremely oppressive. It's very similar to Vanquish Soul Canine. However, this deck has 2 Omni negates, which is insane compared to the other deck. Compared to that deck, because that deck didn't have any Omni negates. So yeah, match 3 was against Pure Yummy. I won the Daro luckily for me, but I got trolled. He got into a bit of a conflict in the second game. Like, you know, like we strategically were like figuring out how to like outgrind each other in that one turn. But yeah, I had hand traps to stop him, and then you know, like the thing with the Mitsurugi cards like carry in the against Pure Yami, so that just steamrolled. But yeah, we went to game 2. Unfortunately for my opponent, I had Pruli and 4 loss. So and I drew into like imperm, which is great for me because he made like Snatchy and had one of his giant monsters, so I just impermed in like draw phase. Which it was a bit of a gamble because I had like 1 card to make my stuff, and if he hand trapped it I would have had to pass turn, so it was a bit of a gamble. It was a bit 50-50 whether or not I should use or not, but I ended up just shotgunning it in draw phase. And luckily he didn't have to hand trap to out it. He ended up nibbing me when I made Zombie Vampire, which, you know, it's fair because like You don't know what my hand is, and I only had like two. I had like one unknown card, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he nipped me there. I made Link Spider with it, and I had a Yummy Monster, unfortunately for him, so I won it because of that. So that was round 3, pure Yummy. Round 4 was against the winner of the tournament, which is the Argo style Canine deck. I lost the die roll, so he made his full board, and I couldn't out it at all. So game 2, I did my stuff. He tried to stop me a bit, but you know, it was too much for him to handle. So game 3, I lost because I overestimated his Lupus and stuff. So because I signed like Crows and Meisters, and it took out like a few engine cards, which is the biggest mistake I made for that matchup, because he ended up opening only the Augusta engine, and I was sticking with 2 DD Crows in hand, and he stopped my other stuff, so I'm like, oh no, I can't do anything. So I passed. He top decked D-Fish, and he OTK'd me that turn, so like, oh, you know, that's it. It's fine, because now I know that my next match, make sure not to side out my engine pieces. So I did that for the rest of the duration, and it paid off me for learning that mistake. So round 6 was it? Round 5. Round 5 was against Paleozoic Primate. It was a bit of a grind. So I wasn't really positive I could win that match, but but the Murakuma helped out a lot, because it's a back row deck and they don't have any cards in hand, so they have to figure out what to do, because they had they've got roll back, banish, the final element, I think it is, the one that destroys everything. So you had that and the Karma Cannon and stuff. Because you know he has to pay half life points as well, and I have Lollipop to shuffle back his like rollback target and stuff later on. And luckily for me, my side deck, like those Meisters and DD Crows, were very beneficial for the matchup, like the game 2 and 3s. So I managed to win the first game. Second game, he forgot to use the Howling Graveyard to banish to bait my Murakuma negate. But I was being quiet about it. I was like, oh, I was being quiet about it. But yeah, he had to do that to survive the next game. But he kept not doing it, so I managed to win because of that. Because we were near time, so I was like, oh no, should I just skip now or later? So I was like, it was a bit of a risky a bit. Round 7 was against the Malice deck, the Fun vs Malice. Game 1 I had, I think I doubled Imperm Nib, pretty sure. Like I impermed his cat, and then I waited for him to commit more into the board, and it got to a point where he didn't. It was like one move before he was gonna get into the White Binder, because he already used up one of his traps from the rabbit. So I was like, alright, you know what, I nib here, because if I nib later, it's gonna have the trap anyway. I have to deal with that annoying card. So I was like, you know, fine, I'll nib here, because his board's full monsters. So I was like, alright, nib here, perfect. Pass turn to me. He set 2 because he allured, and he drew into 4 ash and discarded. So I was like, you know what, great, because now my Murakuma can negate his unknown set, because I know the other ones are Malice in the mirror. So I played like that. Went next game. Next game I had Meows and Ash. He didn't have the Ash for Meows, unfortunately, and he also started with Malice Underground again. So yeah, he played better into it. He gave me like, I feel like 1 or 2 draws max with the classic Crypta and the MTPO7 set. I impermed his cat. First I thought like, oh, why am I not using my Ash? And then later on the end board, I was like, oh great, my Ash can counter the trap, which just helped me tremendously. So yeah, we got to my turn. He tried to use the trap, I ashed it, and the thing is he can't even use crypto because he needs a banish in the banish zone. He didn't have anything banished zone, so you know it's pretty much over from there. And my last match was against Pure Yummy. Insane. I won Daro, opened Habakiri, Ash, cross out, and talent. I think he had like he had 3 hand traps that dropped in a Cups Yummy. I outed the freak other cards he had because I'd crossed out talents. I ashed the 4. Talents ripped his nib, and then I just crossed out for the bell, and it's like, you know, this is enough. I'm not bothered. Looking at the combo is good. You need to save time in this game. So game 2, I think I just opened no hand traps at all. I just made him see his board. He had the perfect. I was getting there, like the board breaking, but however I had to deal with the perfect trap as well, so I lost because of that. So game 3, I had for my hand traps at Ash Crow, you know, like Habakiri and stuff. He ended up fooling me, but I had to Ash again, and then he drew me a res. So I ended up making like a mediocre board. I think I had like just 1 Miracle on board. And I had Lollipop as well, so I know the Lollipops of course had like Snatchy, not Lollipop, I think it's Cookie, I know Cookie. I had Cookie, Snatchy and Miracle in end board. And yeah, so into his turn, he tried to play around the Snatchy stuff because he had Cups Yummy. He went into his the Cups Yummy way. I think I used Mirakumon. Yeah, I used Mirakumon the Cups Yummy way. He had only 1 Yummy monster in grade, was Cups Yummy. He used the effect tag out, Chin Crow, banish the Cups Yummy. So that way he has to discard from hand, that's all. So he discarded his purge and he had to discard another purge because he ended up adding a marsh. And Lollipop, he activated marsh from hand. I chained my one of my Yummy ways for that. I think I cookie Yummy them or something at that point. Something maybe. I don't recall fully like the full game state, but it got to that point, so I just used cookie. I used cookie to pop, or I used cookie to book, or I used the regular cookie to pop. It was one of those situations. I top deck, and you know I managed to beat him from there because you know it's too much for him to handle, because you know game 1, because whoever goes first has the biggest advantage this game. So overall I went 6-1. It was very good. Another top 4 regional finish, which is nice. And it's a new format. I got another regional next Saturday at Newcastle. I topped Newcastle before, which is funny. That was my first regional top. Newcastle Alta, guys. Hopefully I make another back-to-back there. My 3rd regional top this year. But we'll see what happens that day. So overall, that's it for the vlog and the deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.